Okay, so now we're going to go through some examples of converting between degrees and radians. So if we know that pi is equal to 180 degrees, what will pi over 2 be? Okay, well that's pretty simple, that's 90 degrees. Okay, what about pi over 3? Well, that's 180 divided by 3, so equal to 60 degrees. Okay, and then pi over 4, so 180 over 4, so you could think over 2 and 2 again, so that'll be 45. And pi over 6, that's going to be 30 degrees. Okay, so you'll get very familiar with these come all the time. You kind of expected to kind of know these intuitively, but if you don't, again, you can just work them out from scratch. Okay, but what happens now when we don't have nice things, right? Well, let's not overthink this, okay? Well, what will this be? This is 3 pi over 2, so this becomes 3, you could think, times 180 all over 2. Okay, so the way I might think about this is you go, okay, well 180 over 2 is going to be 90, so you do 90 times 3, so 90 times 3 equals 270 degrees. And then same here, 5 pi over 4. Okay, well that's 5 times 180 all over 4. So you could, yeah, again, you'd think this is 45 times 5, wouldn't you? Because you can do 180 divided by 4, that's 45. So 5 times 45. So again, little trick, you can multiply this by 10 and take half of that, or you can work it out another way. So that's what I do. I think, okay, so 10 times 45 is 450, so 5 must be half of that, so it's 225 degrees. Same here, so this then becomes 3 times 180 over 5. So you can go, okay, well how many times does 5 go into 180? Well, how are you going to figure that out? Well, again, you could think about the 5 going in here. So, okay, so 5 will go into 180. So I think 30. We could go into 240 times. So it will go into 184 times less than that, because that's 4 times 20, so it'll be 36. 3 times 36, which then you can say is going to be 3 times 36, so 18 and 90 is going to give you 108 degrees. There you go, and that's how you go between the two. So realistically, you should always be able to get between the two. And what about for going the other way? Right, so if I want you to convert 2 degrees, what's that going to look like? Well, 30 degrees is going to be pi over what? And we know that pi is 180 degrees, right? So this is just going to be pi over 6. Same here. Well, pi divided by what will give you 60. So 180 divided by what will give you 60, which is 3. So you could say, 180 over 3 is equal to 60 degrees. Therefore, this is equal to pi over 3. Okay, and what about here when you've got this angle 315 degrees? Well, how am I going to figure that out? Well, what do I know? Okay, so if you take a circle, and then if you split it up into quadrants, okay, if you think about it this way, from here to here is 90 degrees, from here to here is 180, here to here is 270, and from here to here is 0, okay? So what would this be in pi, right? Okay, well you can think about here to here will be, I'll change colour, pi over 2, here to here will be pi, here to here would be 3 pi over 2, right? And then here to here will be another 2 pi. Okay, so starting here, what do I know? I know this angle is going to be in here somewhere, right? It's 315 degrees. So how can I figure out what I need to figure out and put in here? Okay, so I know that the distance between here and here is going to be how much? Well, 270 to 315 is 45 degrees. Okay, so I just do that with 315 and 270. That's going to be 45 degrees. So I know, because I know this is a difference of 45 degrees in here, I know that this is going to have to go from 3 pi over 2, which is here. I'm going to need to add 45 degrees, which what we worked out previously is pi over 4, which leaves me with 7 pi over 4. And that's your answer in radians. Okay, same idea here. This is 240 degrees, right? So again, you can draw your circle, and then think here. Okay, so this is 270 down here. This is 180. So I know that this 240 is somewhere in here, right? It's somewhere in here. So I can either think how much further on than pi is it, or I can think about how much less it is from here. So let's think about how much less it is than 270. So I know that 270 minus 30 is going to give me my answer of 240. Okay. So I want something that is 30 degrees less than this. Okay, but we're not working in degrees, we're working in radians, all right? So this is going to be 3 pi over 2 for this position here, minus whatever 30 degrees is in radians, which we know is pi over 6 from here. From over here, we figured it out. All you need to do is take the two apart. This become 9 pi over 6 minus pi over 6, which is equal to 8 pi over 6, which is equal to 4 pi over 3. So there you are. That's how you figure these out. So yeah, they do take a little bit of understanding, but as long as you know your main angles, your 30s, your 45s, your 60s, and you know these positions here, you can get to any angle you need to just by going through all the different bits of information you know. You are expected to know some of these angles off by heart, but don't worry, you don't need to memorize them. There's a way to figure them out each time, and we'll go through that when it comes up.